shit!
I don't know if you're hungry or nothing, but post-op, you gotta eat, right? So I took it upon myself and made you a little broth. Door lock override. Yeah, all right, I'm not trying to intrude upon you or nothing. I just thought you might enjoy a little. Naomi! She's got no more blood left in her. She shut me down. I'm sorry. Lucy, listen to me. I need your help, okay? I've never done this before. Help me, please.
No, don't help me.
Look, do not make me tell your daughter I had to let you die. Fucking tell me what to do! Suction. Suction. Sorry. Where's that line, Naomi?
I'm working on it. It's in. The infusion's working, you just gotta stop the bleeding now.
I can do this.
Oh, don't!
Sorry.
You don't have to.
You're too low.
Okay. Oh. Oh, God.
I got it. Got it.
Oh, my God. This is horrific. Oh, Christ.
You're gonna be all right. Sorry I yelled at you.
I can't even die right.
Oh, God.
It has been well documented at this point that my opponent exploited political connections to jump the line and take the spot that would have gone to someone with fewer friends in high places.
Well,
I have already requested changes that would close that loophole and make the system fair again.
you're gonna go down for this. You're gonna go down for this. She's got you.
It's a little strange to have a member of the political aristocracy lecture me about connections.
Yeah.
Tonight, it's the first time she's ever interviewed for a job. My opponent has asked what happened to the person whose place I took. George, would you stand up, please? George Cantor was my first alternate. When I got my appointment at the regional government, I hired George to work with my policy research team. My second alternate was a woman named Lee Fan. She has become my top security consultant. 6,000 people fight for one slot, and we say anyone can make it. Any one of those 6,000, not 2, not 10.
Yeah.
The people of Earth have talent and drive and ambition. What we need, what we deserve, is a government that gives us a chance.
Security alert.
Ma'am, you need to come with us right away.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Can you not see where I am?
We have a security situation.
Shit.
That's not gonna look good either.
You rushed me off the surface of the planet, so obviously you're treating this like an attack. What's the threat assessment?
The ship's drive is a fusion bomb, and it's targeting our early warning system. Protocol is to assume there's more than one on its way.
So why haven't we killed the ship already?
This is the sign-up. We are experiencing a minor failure in our computer systems. It has affected our comms and drive controls. We are working to correct it. We have children on board.
You kill it now, there's a 3% chance the debris field will compromise our strategic defenses. The longer we wait, the more that goes up.
Or maybe we blow up a ship full of innocent civilians who just called for help.
Shit!
Ma'am, we
Ma'am,
cannot
we just
afford
got a
to...
flash from Signal Intelligence. The drive signature on record also matches a colony ship called the Sojourner.
The one the Belters said was lost to scrap?
Oh, fuck!
Destroy the ship immediately.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God. Is this Marco's fucking plan? Fuck me.
this supposed attack never should have happened in the first place. If
Yeah.
we were supporting colony ships instead of stranding them out where they're easy prey for piracy, it wouldn't have.
It was bad timing. It could have happened to anyone.
So I've been where you are right now.
You don't think that you have?
I was young and in love with a boy who had a crazy plan. I'd hack reactor control programs, rescue them for a price later. And it wouldn't look like piracy because they'd be so grateful that we saved them. That was the story he told me. The first one we tried was the Augustine Gamara.
Oh my god, she didn't know it was a terrorist attack.
It was the one that blew up in the docks at Luna. Because the man I loved, the father of my child, used my code to overload the reactor. We killed 516 people.
Shit hell.
And he meant to do it again.
You were tricked. I chose what I did.
I chose not to see what kind of man my lover was until it was too late. Then when I told him I'd never help him again, it was the last time he let me see my little boy.
Son of a bitch.
I almost walked out an airlock. Being dead seemed better.
I'm sorry.
I have a family now. Certainly not one I would have expected, but I love them. And they love me. And I have a life that I like living.
I haven't had that. Not in years.
If you want to die, I can't stop you. But there is a path from where you are to where I am. All we did was buy you a little time. You decide what you want to do with it.
That's beautiful. Man.
I haven't told any of you the truth, and if I had, maybe you'd understand the larger issues at play and you wouldn't be wasting time over this territorial bullshit. This planet is not what you think it is. As soon as the gate opened, I started being contacted by a man I knew who died on Eros. The proto-molecule was somehow projecting him into my brain.
How does it work?
I don't know how any of it works.
What does this ghost want from you?
The proto-molecule was made to build the ring gates and report back when it was finished. It wants to reach its creators. They were killed.
This person in your head that no one else can see told you that.
I had a vision when I was inside the ring station.
Oh, the ghost didn't tell you, but the vision did. I can see why you didn't tell anyone.
That thing in his head is giving him answers.
Or he's just a crazy person with a few lucky guesses.
I believe whatever I'm in contact with is turning on all the old technology here to try and understand what happened to its creators, and I don't think it's going to stop.
Maybe you did make it worse, but this place is our only hope. We're not giving it up.
There is no version of this where we abandon our charter and we leave these squatters and murderers in possession of this planet.
You're nothing but thieves! You came here to steal everything!
Hey!
Uh-oh. So one of the hot islands just getting a lot hotter.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! That was like a fucking nuclear weapon. It was like a nuclear bomb went off. Oh my god. Okay, so I don't think I did any pauses that episode. It might be the first time in history. But I felt like it was quite a contained episode, so I was fairly certain that I could hit the things that I needed to in the review, rather than talking in the episode. Avasarala, I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. You cannot, from a position of privilege, make that attack on Nancy Gow with any level of integrity, and I found it offensive the first moment she said it. It was even more offensive the way that she presented it again in that debate. She really, I mean, if she got away with it the first time, she made a real mistake. I think she kind of overplayed her hand in that debate, and Nancy was ready and waiting with that response. You could see her actually almost pleased that Avasarala had opened up that line for her, because she was ready to go. She had the people in the room, and it's just a great way of contrasting the two characters, you know, in the sense that Avasarala, for all her power, has been groomed for power. Nancy Gow has had to fight her way up, and so does have a better understanding of what the existence of people on Basic is like, and what it's like to look at this system from the outside rather than from the inside, and that perspective makes Avasarala weak, because she couldn't even predict that this would be the response from Nancy, because it wouldn't have occurred to her that way, because she's only got this one view, whereas Nancy can see things from inside and she can see things from outside. I really, really love that debate. I also liked the way that we had this view of how politics is conducted on Earth, with a federated Earth broken down into the continental trade centres, and I guess the debates taking place maybe on each continent, because that seemed to be the European one, although we had questions from other places. It was in Copenhagen, and in advance she was preparing to answer the question about the European grain subsidy and that sort of thing, so, or grain allocation. I can geek out on that all day. It was really great to see how that was being conducted, and it just rang very true to me. We also had the issue with the Sojourner, which I'm sure I'm going to feel 10 shades of different about once I've watched the episode back and get more about it. But it looks to me like this was always the plan's second stage with the Sojourner, was to send it Earth. But basically Avasarala gets taken out of the debate at the very moment she's losing it. She gets whisked off, and then we have this momentary, what we're going to do, is this actually a ship that has children on it, or is it, you know, is it a ploy in order to attack? But then we knew that the Sojourner had been taken, so they were able to shoot it. But what that meant was that essentially Nancy Gow had raised the premise way back, I think in the first episode, you know, are we going to shoot on UN ships if they start attempting to go through the ring? And so this is going to raise a lot more questions on Earth, because now everyone knows about what happened to the Sojourner, and that, you know, you have UN ships, because Avasarala and the authorities aren't allowing them to get through the ring. They're sat there as bait for smugglers and pirates. So true, and nothing that we hadn't raised before, but it's really the chickens kind of coming home to roost for Avasarala, and she's really out of her comfort zone, because she's not able to focus on the issue, get all of the detail on it, and make a decision that's simply right. Now she's got to also cope with the fact that she's going to have political opponents who are going to spin that story whichever way they want to in order to advance their political objectives. So she's kind of trying to do 10 things at once and not really doing any of them terribly well. And so we actually saw her there with tears, you know, proper weepy Avasarala, which just kind of tells you the amount of stress she's under. And I'm thinking that she's probably starting to regret walking into this thing right now. And I think starting to feel like maybe it's possible that she could lose this election. and where will she be then? And knowing of Vasarala, she won't only be thinking about that, she will also be thinking deeply about what are going to be the impacts if she's taken out of play, because she is good at what she does, and her judgment on this has been pretty good most of the time. It's a mess. It's a mess. I'm still pretending that Arjun is just an extra. I can't cope with that actor. Lucia's daughter has vanished. Did Mercury take her, or did she take the opportunity in all of that chaos to make her escape? We know, we've heard her talk about wanting to be out of this, wanting to go to university, wanting to do, be an engineer and do other things. Either of those is possible. At the moment, I am leaning towards her taking advantage of the chaos to run away. That rings truer to me, but I wouldn't put anything past Mercury, so I think I'm probably experiencing what her family would be experiencing. Of these are both things that could have happened, but you would have very different responses based on them, so you're sort of stuck because you don't have any evidence. So that I really felt the tension of that moment of just you actually don't know what to do because you don't know what's happened, and in that case as well, it's going to be almost impossible to get any evidence either way too. So that's annoying. I really appreciated the moments between Lucia and Naomi. I understand why Lucia wanted to take herself out, because she felt ultimately responsible for everything that has happened. She signed up to basically destroying the landing platform so that it would delay the arrival of the inners, and that would allow the Belters time to actually get their first kind of lithium deposits up, traded for cash, and they would then have access to legal support and the other things that they would need to make sure they could cement their claim on the planet. Now that is absolutely brilliant. I think that's a great idea. I would have probably gone along with that. What actually happened in the end was that they decided to come 10 hours early, probably anticipating that there might be some issue of security with Belters, but all that did was up the ante and meant that other Belters felt that they should just blow the thing anyway, and if people die, people die. That's a pretty fateful decision, because at that point you have a complete turn in the attitudes of Mercury and others. Mercury might have been more isolated had they not made that attack. So it's a pretty pivotal decision. And what I found interesting was actually without Lucia, everyone on that ship would be dead, because what the Belters were doing was waiting for that ship to come down to the landing pad and then they would have blown it. What Lucia did was grab the the thing that made it go, forgotten all my words for the moment, so that she blew the pad far earlier, which I'm really glad to see, because I was wondering, it looked like they were shot at because stuff started coming through rather than an explosion, and now so what I understand is the landing thing had actually exploded, and what happened was flak from that hit the ship. So that was what happened in the first instance, and then obviously they had nothing decent to land on, so you then got a crash landing. So that was really helpful to actually have that finally explained, how that scene played out. So Lucia wants to take responsibility for that by ending herself, and she's already found out not only has all of this happened and all of the death that's happened since, but now her daughter's gone, her husband's absolutely apoplectic, and probably, I think that relationship might be on its last legs. They had nothing before, they still have nothing, but now they don't even have their family. So she's suicidal, and so decides to just wait out her wound and be killed. And that's a really great parallel with Naomi, who's been through that experience of deciding that she was going to fight injustice and finding herself causing an amount of death and pain that she was not comfortable with, because her intentions and her expertise were weaponized by someone who had a very different view about things, and a very different tolerance for death and destruction of people. So Lucia and Naomi really do have a lot in common here, and it must be really helpful, I think, for Naomi to be able to help someone else through something like that, and I'm enjoying watching that relationship develop. I'm also shipping Lucia and our beloved Alex. He's clearly got the Moonies for her, which is quite adorable, and I just think they'd be great together over time, so we'll see how that goes. The way things stand on Illis now is just a good old-fashioned standoff. The Belters aren't moving, Mercury's team aren't moving, the artifacts on the planet are reactivating. We've just had a nuclear bomb equivalent thing go off somewhere else on the planet. So basically one of those islands which was heating up seems to have just gone thermonuclear and exploded. How much of that is going to reach our people on their part of the Earth? Are the other islands going to then blow up? Is this a cascade? Is other stuff going to start happening? We have absolutely no idea. And Jim was attempting to explain the background, but as we all know, it's a very difficult thing to explain, because the moment you start describing it to people, they think you're a nutter. And any of us would. I mean, I certainly, if someone told me what Jim was telling those people, I would be like, fuck off. I would probably be pretty much like the scientist. You know, give me something I can measure, prove it. And we also had in the background, even if the Belters do look to leave the planet, it sounds like Mercury has a little plan, because he's got a second shuttle there, which they're basically turning into a bomb. So it is a complete mess. Every arc right now is a complete mess, which we would expect it to be in the sort of middle-ish of the season. I'm quite enjoying things all falling apart everywhere at the minute. I just felt this episode had a lot of heart. There was quite a few moments where I felt myself tearing up. I wasn't fully crying, but I was really, really moved. I actually enjoyed Mercury this episode. The thing I like about the actor is just such a great actor, is that even when he is just brilliant. And his sort of sarcastic asides, I think when he said to Jim, you know, I don't really give a fuck anymore, I did find myself laughing at him. So I really am actually enjoying the character of Mercury. Like, I hate him, but I actually do really enjoy him being in the show, and I'm very, very much enjoying the performance that the actor is giving. I need to learn that guy's name, because he is fantastic. So yeah, I think that's it for now. I don't think I've forgotten anything, but if I have, I'll put in an editor's corner note at this point. And until the next time, bye-bye. So now we've also got an infection